Max Barron, a 27-year-old advertising executive, lost his wife in a car accident 2 years ago. Since then, he has lived a secluded and solitary life. On his way to his friend Neil's bachelor party, he stops at the White Palace Diner to buy 50 burgers. At the party, he notices that 6 are missing and, despite his friend's ridicule, he returns to complain at the restaurant. He gets into a verbal altercation with 43-year-old waitress Nora Baker, who eventually gives him his money back. Later, after leaving the party, he goes to a bar where he accidentally runs into Nora again. She is very drunk and starts talking to him. After talking, he decides to take her home. On the way, he accidentally crashes into her mailbox. She invites him to stay on her couch at night. While Max is sleeping, Nora begins to orally caress him. Then they have sex. In the morning, he leaves. Later, he visits his wife's grave on the anniversary of her death. Then he goes to White Palace again and watches Nora from afar. Soon he comes to her under the pretext of fixing her mailbox. Physical intimacy between them resumes. Max visits her home more and more often. The relationship continues. He behaves more freely at work, becomes more relaxed. However, he hides the relationship from his social circle. After a while, he begins to feel irritated by the monotony of their meetings, which take place at her house while watching television. She reminds him of the social and age difference between them. The tension increases after he does not take her with him to Neil's wedding, lying that he is going alone. Nora finds out about this, gets angry, and reproaches him for being ashamed of their relationship. The next day, Max meets her sister Judy, who tells him about Nora's difficult past, about the death of her son, who drowned, and about how Nora was abandoned as a child. Later, at the supermarket, Nora remains at the counter, and Max runs into Neil's wife, who invites him to Thanksgiving dinner with the option of bringing a companion. Nora hears the invitation on Max's answering machine. They decide to go to dinner as a couple. At the Horowitz family's family dinner, Nora feels out of place. She faces neglect, gets into an argument with Neil's father, and leaves the party. Max and his mother follow her. Later, at her home, Nora and Max have an argument. She asks him to leave. After some time, Max comes to her home, but finds the apartment empty. She left a note saying that she left and asks him not to look for her. He comes to the White Palace, but finds out that she no longer works there. At a meeting with friends, he feels like a stranger, cannot forget Nora. Later, he goes to New York, finds Judy, who says that Nora works as a waitress. He finds Nora in a restaurant. He says that he quit his job and moved to New York. In front of the customers, he sits on the table, puts Nora on her back, kisses her, and the restaurant applauds.